a little bit of a different kind of turning point. But we got to talk about the NBA and the MLB. These organizations are really concerned about the drop in revenue due to the changing in the RSN model. So if you guys don't know what RSN means, the RSN means it's Regional Sports Network business model. So apparently it is going under a few significant transitions as more and more people cut the cord from their cable providers and become increasingly reliant on streaming. The house is on fire, one network executive said, referring to the RSN business. Executives from leagues, teams, distributors, and networks have met regularly over the past several weeks to look into new business models for local media rights. Local media rights can make up 50% of the MLB's team total revenue, sources say. The main topic discussed is how to bridge the gap between current RSN model to future streaming ones. Any rush towards streaming, however, would mean a deterrent in local team revenue in the short term. And basically what this means is that right now teams are concerned and the leagues are concerned that they are not making the most money that they can, because right now a lot of people are basically saying goodbye to cable companies and basically saying hello to streaming services, which is kind of crazy to me because when you think about it, the amount of things you're paying for a streaming service basically add up to a cable bill. So it's like, especially, if you add the TV packages, obviously on cable and stuff like that, I just feel like that, it's kind of, we're turning into like the money, instead of going to the cable company and then going to these companies, like for example, if I bought HBO, but if I got HBO through my cable provider, but now I got HBO Max is, HBO, the company itself is now getting that money compared to if I get HBO through my cable provider, no, the cable provider takes some of that cut and then HBO gets some of it. So I think that's the only thing that changes. And that's kind of the situation at hand, because now these organizations, the MLB, are seeing like Netflix and Hulu and all these other type of environments where they're getting live sports, or like they're getting more into the live sports because they see how lucrative that business is, right? You see how much money ESPN makes for buying sports rights to the leagues, right? We're seeing how much ESPN makes from getting Monday Night Football. We're seeing how much they make for getting NBA. Like, it's a lot of money. And these leagues are looking to increase their value, increase their network, increase everything that's going on in the league. And I just think that right now you're looking at a situation at hand where these local medias are now going to be screwed, because those local medias are the ones that have to pay these cable companies to stream their games. Like, for example, whatever your local affiliate for Fox is, Fox gets a percentage of that. And that's what the league is trying to look into, is like, how do we fix that? Because obviously they don't want to lose. They obviously seeing that there's a big drop in revenue due to the fact that no one gets cable anymore. People are probably pirating the games. They're going to websites that, we will not be mentioning here on the channel. So Sean, don't get any ideas. Just kidding, by the way. But nevertheless, it's kind of one of those things, you look at it and you're seeing a sort of frustration boiling over for these teams. And I just think that, to me, what the NBA, what the MLB, what the NFL should do is really look into having a streaming service of their own stuff. Now, this could spell some trouble for like places like ESPN, who are losing millions and millions of subscribers. You paid Stephen A. Smith this huge contract, $12 million a year, to kind of be the face of your ESPN branding. But really the main branding for ESPN is honestly their sports, their live sports. And the problem is that now that people are not really getting cable anymore, especially the sports packaging, now you're seeing a decrease in revenue of ESPN's buying power. Like, they can no longer just be like, just about to order another fake jersey. Speaking of avoiding paying full for things, getting a Seattle Kraken one. Nice, man. Which, are you getting our top pick player, Sean? But to kind of go back to the point of what I was talking about, a lot of people don't want to have cable. They don't want the streaming service. We talked about this. I mean, there's so many different avenues we can go down when it comes to this. But I think my biggest thing with this is that the NBA, the NFL, MLB, I think that in order to really succeed, and I think that they could be able to do it. Now, the question is, how much is it going to cost these companies to kind of provide that infrastructure? Or, maybe one of these leagues just buys outright ESPN. I could see No, just getting an away jersey with no name or number. Okay. Um, I can definitely see like the NBA buying out ESPN and just basically saying like we're gonna just take your equipment and basically you're just gonna film our games. Because to me, like when I think about it, the frustrating part about League Pass, and this is just coming from me that has bought in League Pass before in the past, is that there's going to be some games where you get blackout games, right? But depending on where you live, and it's just like especially for that being the team that you want to follow the most, because now you have to go through the local sports, and then you're like, okay, I don't know if I really want to watch it in here. I'd rather, and then there's games on ESPN. It just creates this whole dynamic of, I bought League Pass for a reason. Why am I not able to watch my sports? I don't care about a black. I don't care if it's on my local channel. I want to watch it through League Pass, especially if I bought a one-team League Pass. I want to watch that team in like on League Pass. I don't want to watch it on a different network. And I just think that right now, the RSN model is getting I think it's scary for a lot of these cable companies too, because they have so much power in terms, well, maybe they don't have much power anymore, but you can definitely see that they are not interested in, giving up that revenue anytime soon. Places like Xfinity, Dish, they're not looking to get rid of the sports. They're looking to add and add every time. But the problem is that stuff is losing money because no one wants to pay for Comcast anymore. And I don't blame them. Comcast sometimes can be a little shady. Sometimes Fios and Frontier, a little shady. Dish Network, shady. Because they want you to buy other things along with the package, right? They want you to buy the sports package, which gets you League Pass, which gets you NBA TV, MLB Network, NFL Network, and many more things. And really, it's like some people just want to buy just for the NBA games, or some people want to buy for MLB or for NFL. I think NFL doesn't really have that much of an issue just due to the fact that it's so nationally televised. And it's one of the most, I would say, most popular sports in history. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people are kind of confused about like, what the right model is. And I think if League Pass, I think for me, League Pass would be so much better if I had access to millions of past games. Like let's go. I want to go to League Pass and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. And see if I can kind of go League Pass really quick. I want to see if I still have it or if I need to. Let's see here. Can we send in? Okay. Of course, I'm not a robot. These things are always frustrating. It should be good. Okay, there you go. Update. So like when I go to League Pass, they don't really, to me, let me go back here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Like to me, when I look at League Pass, obviously, you want to watch, features. They have featured games, obviously the best spin moves, all this other type of stuff. This is awesome. Kobe's career, perfect. For obviously the tragic passing away. Same thing, with the Summer League. You can watch kind of the best of the Summer League, all first team, all this other type of stuff. My issue that I have with NBA League Pass is that when I want to watch games in the past, like I want to do a watch along to any game, there's no way for me to like search up by season. There's no way for me to search up, and I'm not even talking NBA Finals. Obviously, they have it all the way from 2000, I guess 2002. I would love to watch stuff from like the 2000, like I would love to just like randomly find a game 2005, Sonics versus Magic game, like whatever that may entail. The problem is that there's nothing like that for League Pass. League Pass I feel like should be something where like I could just go here and be like, you know what, I kind of want to watch for example, like here, like I want to watch Dwayne Wade drop 42 points in 2005. Like there's no way for me to look that game up I mean, maybe playoffs is a little bit of a different story, or maybe, the Eastern semifinals, right? Like, there needs to be a simpler way for me to go on League Pass and basically be like, okay, I want to go back to 2002. I want to watch the Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks, because I think Ray Allen was on that team still. Like, I would, was he on that team? Yeah, I think he was still on that team. Like, I want to be able to watch. I want to be able to look at that type of game. But the problem is because the way that League Pass is structured right now, I can't go and look up I can't go here. I can only search up teams and players, but that's just for the NBA. I feel like League Pass needs to be like its own separate, almost like different from NBA.com, and letting me actually look up honestly things to look at, right? I want to look up, like I said, 2002 Nets and Bucks. Like, I want to be able to find that game, and I feel like the NBA has the capability of doing that. I just think they need to revamp League Pass, because the amount of money that you're paying for League Pass, I want to be able to get more, especially if you're paying it online, through the NBA. You're not doing it through your cable provider. I'm doing it through the NBA right here. And if I'm a customer of the NBA and I'm a huge basketball fanatic, I love basketball, clearly, basketball coach, love watching the history of the game, seeing how it evolves and stuff like that. I want to be able to go into here and look up, like, I think Tar Heel Nation, I know you're not in here, but, I want to be able to look up in here 2011 Dirk Nowitzki Game 6. Like, obviously I can do that through, I think it's probably one of like the classics. I'm not sure if it's like a classic stat line or not. But again, classic stat line only lasts up to here. Like, if I want to go, NBA Finals, I can do that here, which is fine. If I want to go 2003, I have all games right here. Tony Parker scores 26. All this other type of stuff. Crazy that man, that's crazy. I actually kind of want to watch this finals, to be honest with you. Maybe someday in the future. But again, like, I want to be able to do that with you guys, but not just NBA postseason. I want to be looking through that whole series. Like, I'm always here, GOAT. Hey, I see you, Tar Heel Nation. Like, obviously, we can go in here and go to 2011 and watch Dirk Nowitzki in that Game 6. I don't know if they'll have a picture of it. Carries Mavericks to a first NBA title. Like, obviously we can do that. But the problem is that I want to be able to go on League Pass and look up some classic games. But, like, they have a lot of different, they only have like 6 games for me to choose from. Whereas I feel like I want to be able to kind of be able to pick throughout from, like I said, whenever you have felt like, I don't even know what the oldest thing they have on NBA League Pass is. I want to see if there's like games of the season, like classic moments. Like, let's see, like, this doesn't really go that far back. You probably have here, 66. That's pretty cool. I'm glad that they have that. But again, 1993, I want to be able to go back to whenever they have film and be able to watch those games. That's what's awesome about NFL. They have all that stuff. And obviously maybe it's because there are less games. It makes it easier for that stuff to happen. But again, you have the film. It's not like the NBA lost the film and is like, oh, we can no longer show you this game because we lost the footage of this NBA matchup. Like, and that to me is the frustrating part about this whole situation. And again, we'll see what happens. I look forward to continuing to kind of talk about this stuff. Again, the NBA, I feel like, is going to be in some trouble when ESPN and TNT, they end up not being able to sustain having these leagues on their network, because the only thing that I'm seeing each and every year is that the league, the rights, the distributing rights, or like the TV rights to these games continue to go up each and every year. And when does it get to a point where it's like these companies have to start thinking like, this is getting too expensive? I think, ESPN had to do that with their NHL. They used to be like big on, hockey, and they would show games and stuff like that. But then they realized the cost effectiveness of always continuing to buy the NHL and said, we'll let NBC have it. And that to me is kind of one of those things you look at it and you're just like, is ESPN or is the NBA going to price gouge everybody to a point where like now ESPN can't afford the NBA, or TNT can't afford the NBA because TNT only has a couple games. They obviously have March Madness, but like there's every TV network has their own sport, but at the same time they all kind of coexist with one another. Fox works out with the Fox distributing networks that cover some of the games that you see on TV. So I think, to me, to kind of end this sort of story, my idea is that you revamp League Pass so that way it's worth watching. And that way it's worth getting. Because right now, League Pass, I don't feel like I'm getting my 200 and whatever, how much it is, right? I'm not getting my $200 worth of League Pass from I don't feel like I'm getting my League Pass worth in what I get right now, which is just, obviously I get every single game, which is fine, live and all that. But I want to be able to look in the past. I want to be able to look at, 2 years ago, what happened. I want to relive some of those moments. I want to relive like some Lonzo Ball moments. Like I want to relive LeBron James in 2007, 2008. And kind of, talk about those things. Or like Kevin Durant, I want to watch his Sonics days. But the problem is that you're not going to get those Sonics days on this League Pass. And that's something that I feel like the NBA needs to look at and be like, okay, I think we should do this. It should be, I don't subscribe. I guess technically I do through Peacock, but this is how I was with WWE or WWF to people that know it that way. They used to have like all those Monday Night Raws. They used to have all those SmackDowns, those pay-per-view events, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, all the whatever floats your boat. They had all of that on demand, where I could just go onto the WWE network and be like, okay, I want to watch the 2002 Royal Rumble, or I want to watch the 2002 WrestleMania. And I just feel like that's what the NBA needs on its channel. And I just don't think that right now we're getting that at the moment. And to me, I think that's what's going to really, I think a lot more people would actually be inclined to subscribe to that. Especially, and the one thing too, and this is coming selfishly from a creator point of perspective. I pay League Pass because I love the NBA. I also love League Pass because I'm a coach and I like to learn the film. And I like to look at it and see like, okay, this is what's happening here. I want to show like my players, or I want to show you guys on the channel. When I want to do a watch along with Pete, I want to be able, or even a watch along by myself. Like I want to be able to stop. I want to be able to watch the film, show you guys the game, and then stop, pause it, show you guys circling stuff here and there. What you were seeing here on the screen. But the problem is that the NBA, they just don't allow you to do that, especially through YouTube. It's a slippery slope. I understand, but at the same time, I'm not showing anything that's live or new. I'm showing things that are like from '66. So it'd be interesting to see like what the NBA and what YouTube and all that stuff does with this sort of information, because I want to be able to cover it. I want to be able to talk about this stuff. Like I would love to watch this, East semis with Boston and Cincinnati. I probably might watch it after this stream. And that's the frustrating part about this whole situation. And again, I could go on a huge rant about it. I can talk about it for days on days. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of this RSN or Regional Sports Network stuff that we're talking about here? Do you guys think that the NBA and MLB are in trouble? Or do you think it's a situation where they can kind of figure it out and see what they could do in order to get themselves back in the right direction to get league revenue back up? Because again, it's only going to go up from here. And I'm just worrying that they're not going to be able to afford this stuff. And then you see these leagues decide like, okay, we're actually just going to buy the company out so they can just film our games for us. So again, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys make of this? Please remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Remember, the more likes, the more subscribes, the more people are going to watch the channel. So hit that red button that's right down below the video, and we'll get going right here. Again, 1,000 subscribers. I'm just going to keep using my streams. I know you are, Sean. I won't say what website so they don't get taken down. But I think it is what it is at this point. Like I said, leave a comment in the comment section down below, or, remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe as well.